was amazing. This was a great game. Like I said, full disclaimer, I actually had to go back home, help my parents with the TV. And as I was driving back, I was paying attention to the game, paying attention to what was going on. I talked to my friend Swish Hill, made sure, I got, a little bit of rundown and play to play, what he's seeing and everything. And then I came home, watched the highlights, all that good stuff. And I knew what was going on the entire game. Just letting you know that I did know what was going on the entire game. And as far as what I've seen, I got to watch the second quarter in particular. And it made me even more impressed with this man right here, Steph Castle. Oh my goodness. What a fun game. My God. Victor Wembanyama. Okay, I'm all over the place, but I just want to say this. Victor Wembanyama is the Miles Morales of basketball. Okay? He is the Miles Morales of basketball. And what do I mean by that? Well, everything that a big man shouldn't do, for better or worse, he does. Okay, every single time. It's like, hey, Wemby, maybe not take so many threes. Maybe you don't have to take a step back three. Just you're taller than everyone else on the court. I mean, everyone on the Pelicans is like 6 foot tall. Maybe just take a layup. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. You sure? I mean, the paint's wide open. I mean, you can just back them down and, do a nice fundamental move. Nah, I'm going to do my own thing. You sure? I mean, just, you can just, you're like 8 foot, you're like 8 feet tall. You want to, I'm going to do a hezzy step back. You sure? Yeah, no, I'm going to do my own thing. Like every single time. Pretty bad analogy. I didn't even give you the analogy. I just gave you the analogy. Okay? I just gave you the analogy. Anomaly? Yes, he is. He's an anomaly. Yeah, some of those threes at the end, I was like, dude, what are you doing? And then he hit one, and then it's like, oh, well, now I look stupid. I don't know. It's really strange. Honestly, though, I would prefer him, get in the paint more, which he did. He did a good job in this game of getting in the paint, and scoring in the paint. It's just like, guys, there was no one on this team that could stop him. So why not do it every time? But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, that one-legged three. What the heck was that? That was incredible. Dude, the behind the back pass, the save behind the back pass from Steph Castle to Wemby. Wemby just hesitated for a minute, like, did this just land directly in my hands? Steph Castle, are you a basketball god? The F kind of voice you making. That was my best Miles Morales impression. No, I'm gonna do my own thing. That's the best I can do. Just go watch the movie. All right. Okay. So, where do we start? Tough game. I definitely expect the Spurs to win. Pelicans are not a good team. Gosh, I guess we'll just go player to player, because overall, I thought the effort was beautiful. I thought that everyone played tough, right? There's certain questions that people have, pertaining to Zach Collins, pertaining to Bassey. Should Bassey just take all those minutes? I'll give my take on all of that. Okay, so let's just go from player to player. Some of these I don't really have much to say, because it's the same stuff that we've seen every game, and it's nothing that really stood out, at least from the parts that I was able to like visually see with my own eyes, right? So, obviously, it's without saying, I didn't get to see a lot of the bads, right? Because of the situation and me trying to keep up with the game or whatever. But my friend let me know, certain things that were going on. But overall, Julian Champagnie, same thing we've always seen, right? Nothing different there. I think that it's not a lot of people, but I think a group of Spurs fans definitely owe him an apology, right? 5 for 13 is not the best in the world, right? 2 for 8 from 3 is not the best in the world. It's not good at all. 2 for 8 is not good at all. But at the same time, I think Julian has shown that he should be on this roster, right? Maybe even long term. Is he a starter? I still don't buy into him being the future starter for the Spurs or anything. I'm totally cool with him coming off the bench, and definitely after this upcoming draft, that's gonna be a thing, right? He'll probably come off the bench. Honestly, the guys right now on this team that I think are pretty untouchable to an extent, is Victor Wembanyama, Steph Castle, Jeremy Sohan, Devin Vassell, and I think we should start putting Julian Champagnie in there, only because the amount that he's making versus how much he's producing, I think is way more, right? Like I think it's way more. He's getting underpaid for what he does right now. Yeah, I don't think you move Julian Champagnie at all. And that's based on his contract. Not saying he's like a superstar talent or anything, but if you trade him, you're not gonna get, in my opinion, unless it's like a big a package with him with other players, I don't really think you're gonna get the worth that he's bringing on the defensive end as well. And he has high basketball IQ, and that's something that people don't bring up enough either. So he does a good job in that regard. Harrison Barnes, plus 20 tonight, guys. Good God. He was, one thing I noticed, he was sitting around that corner like he was Bruce Bowen, man. He was just sitting there waiting for that corner shot every single time. You love to see it, and he's a legitimate threat, right? He's a legitimate threat in that corner. I don't know the statistics there as far as his placement on the court and what his highest percentages are, but at least in this game, it seemed like the Pelicans and the Spurs alike knew he's a legitimate threat in that corner. And he was sitting there. Waiting. Just waiting. Is Steph our future point guard? We'll get to Steph Castle, my friend. Victor Wembanyama, like I said, he's Miles Morales, man. He does things that you wouldn't expect, right? You just, it's like, hey, man, just attack. No, I'm gonna do my own thing. And he constantly does it, and for better or for worse. And I think of this upcoming offseason, we'll see more variety. After the offseason, we'll see more variety of Vic, where he'll get a little bit, because some of the threes that he took, I'll just be honest, it wasn't the best threes to take in those situations that he could have got a better shot. But at the same time, he's doing a great job, right, overall. And I think when we get into the offseason, he actually has a full offseason to develop what his go-to move is going to be and all of that good stuff. He'll feel more comfortable in certain spots on the court. We'll be fine. He'll be fine, and he'll be even more efficient than he already has. But that three-point shooting, it was a stretch in which he was putting up like Steph Curry type numbers from behind the arc. Me personally, I love it because he's so tall, no one can block the shot. But at the same time, I think you'll always be able to, at his size, with his length, with his speed, he'll always be able to get a better shot than just a logo three, even though no one can guard it, right? Anyways. So overall, did great. I saw him block. How many times he blocked DeJounte? Once or twice? I saw him block DeJounte once. Was it twice? That makes me happy. If you guys tell me DeJounte Murray got blocked twice by Victor Wembanyama, I'll be so happy. Because one thing that really irked me about, it's a lot of things that irked me about DJ, but one thing that really bothered me is I recall a time in which he was going at Wemby, to not like in a negative way, not like talking trash to him or anything. It was like, I'm going to score over Wemby just because, rather than actually taking the best shot available on the court. I noticed him doing that, not in this game, but I noticed him doing it when he was with the Hawks. And it was in the detriment of his team, where he was like, it seemed like he was just trying to get a highlight over Victor. And that really irked me. So him getting blocked by him makes me very happy. I also saw a play in which he couldn't hold Steph Castle, right? Speaking of Steph, should we just skip over Chris Paul? It seems like he's averaging 10 assists like every game. Like every game he gets about 10. Steph Castle. So I want to say this. Anybody that says, all right, I saw the dumb, I won't point this person out. Okay. I won't call them out. All right. Maybe I will on Twitter. I don't know. But I saw a tweet that was it was just dumb. And it was someone comparing Steph Castle to DeJounte Murray and said that they have very similar very similar assets to their game. I don't know what you're talking about. Anybody that actually looks at Steph Castle and looks at DeJounte Murray and comes to the conclusion that they're basically the same player, I have no idea what game you're watching or what players you're watching. I don't know. You look at DeJounte Murray, he's a ball hawk, up tempo, mid range, lengthy guard, right? That's what he is. And you look at but he's not that great one-on-one defense. You look at Steph Castle, he is a point of attack defender, more of a slasher, playmaker, has a little bit more strength. You can put him 1 through 3. You can put him, at the 1 or the 2 or the 3. I don't see how the heck you think these two, they're basically opposites. They are nothing alike. I've seen it enough times where it bothers me a little bit. Okay, when we start just seeing guards and say, oh, they play a little defense, they're like DeJounte Murray. I don't. That's insulting, honestly, to the player. That's insulting. Castle even plays smarter, I think, than DeJounte Murray. Like, I think he's a higher basketball IQ player. I think he's a better passer. Right? I think that his pace is better than DeJounte, especially at this age. DeJounte's pace improved over the years, but especially at this age. Are you joking? DJ only played defense when he was with the Spurs. Even when he was with the Spurs, he wasn't the best one-on-one defender in the world. He just wasn't. At times, he could be a pickpocket, yes. But he just wasn't the best defender in the world. I don't know. Anyways, Steph Castle really amazed me in this game. And the reason why he amazed me, not just because he had a phenomenal game, it's the fact that I legitimately thought he was out for the season. In that second quarter when he got hit, I couldn't tell what was wrong, but I mean, he was holding on to his shoulder. I saw him holding on to his hand. I heard the commentator say, well, maybe he was hitting the jaw. I was like, oh my God, he got like 5 broken bones. Not only did he come back, he came back with a vengeance. He came back locked in. And without him, you lose this game. He was locked in. Both ends of the court. Absolutely incredible performance after seemingly suffering a big injury, right? And we've seen Steph Castle, right? We've seen him during these games, poker face, if something good happens, something bad happens, doesn't really change his demeanor too much, very consistent in that regard. So when he was grimacing and looks like he was in genuine pain, I was like, oh my God, another player gone. I think I tweeted out immediately. I shouldn't say that because I was on the road. I shouldn't say that. I was at a stoplight. Tweeted out immediately, Steph Castle, we lose someone, we gain someone. I think the basketball gods really want us to get Cooper flagged because we just cannot stay healthy. But he stayed. He came back and he destroyed the Pelicans. You love to see it. One play in particular that was beautiful. He went right into the chest of DeJounte Murray, got him to jump. DeJounte Murray was all over the place, didn't know what to do. Steph Castle finished. You love to see it. Just got here. Area 51 mentioned yet? It was beautiful. Those two play super well together. Let me repeat one more time, okay? We all need to say this. We need to say this together. Untouchables. Victor, Castle, Sohan, Vassell, Champagny. And only Champagny because his contract is so freaking good. He's outplaying that contract easily. All right, moving on. Zach Collins only played a few minutes. Like I told you, I missed the injury. I just saw the injury just now, but I missed that part. This is tough for him, honestly, because I felt like his demeanor has been off. I felt like his morale has been low, and this doesn't help him at all, right? Injuries, he just cannot stay healthy. This was a freakish fall, so nothing on him or anything, nothing about conditioning. I think anybody would have been pretty hurt by that, but it looks like his arm was pretty jacked up, after that. So we'll see what happens there. So I'm in favor. I saw people in the chat saying Bassey's the GOAT. Bassey should be the backup. Bassey. There's no one on this roster right now that's going to save us with the backup center fiasco. Like, no one on this team is going to save us. Bassey is, while he had a good game, I don't think Bassey's good enough to be a legitimate Victor Wembanyama backup. I don't think Mamu is good enough to be a legitimate backup. It's going to be in the future. It's not going to be right now. And unfortunately, whether we like it or not, Zach Collins is our best backup center to Wemby overall. Just overall, what he brings, he is the best. But I will say this. I would much rather have Bassey than Collins on the court for a big chunk of the rest of the season. And the reason being is because I just like Bassey's morale more. I don't think that he's better than Zach Collins. I don't think that he is a significantly better option than Zach Collins, but I do like his demeanor way more. And I think that his mental prowess this season, and his energy, I just like it more, right? His energy. I just like it way more. Bassey a dog? He is a dog. So even in these games, he's going to struggle, right? He's going to get absolutely annihilated just from his lack of size in general. So against certain matchups, that's just going to happen. But I do like the morale. Zach Collins this season, I feel like his confidence is shot. I know he spent a big chunk of this offseason trying to get healthy, focusing in on his three-point shooting. And guys, this season, he's not taking that many threes at all. And I know that has to be weighing on him. Let's see, because I think his percentage is good, but his amount of shooting has not gone down. Yeah. I mean, yeah, his three-point percentage improved 1%. But as far as how many he's taken, he's not even at 2 a game. So his confidence is gone. His confidence is gone. He's shooting the same amount as he did the first year with us. So I don't know what's going on with him, but I'm just not crazy about the energy he's giving off. The ejection just kind of put the icing on the cake for me, right? That ejection was pretty bad. In a game where we really needed him, he got himself ejected, right? Yeah. Who's bringing up Kai Sotto? Kai Sotto looks weak for his size, who brought up Kai Sotto? Hold on. What's your take on Kai Sotto? Kai Sotto? Dude, Kai Sotto is pretty bad, bro. He won't even make it in the NBA G League. Spurs will sign Kai Sotto soon. Spurs better not sign Kai Sotto. Guys, if you're mad about Zach Collins, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, guys. G League crazy. No, I'm serious. He wouldn't. Guys, I'm not lying to you. I've paid attention because I remember because a lot of people were like, give your opinion on Kai Sotto. And I'm like, dude, Kai Sotto, this was like was it a season ago? Was this 2 seasons ago? This might have been a season ago. This wasn't this draft. This is the last draft, I think. But I was like, dude, he's not getting drafted. He's not getting drafted. He doesn't have great fundamentals. He's not very strong. You say he's better now. Kai Sotto is not that good. He would get destroyed in the NBA. He would get destroyed in the NBA. Oh my goodness. Guys, I actually burned a huge bridge when it came to the Kai Sotto crowd, right? Because Kai Sotto where's Kai Sotto from? I think it was a lot of Filipinos that wanted Kai Sotto, and I made a video and I was just like, Kai Sotto really sucks. And then all of those people that were following me unfollowed me. I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you. They were like, no, he's the GOAT. He's the greatest ever. Trust me. And like, I think I did a video and got a bunch of views on Kai Sotto because I was like, okay, I'll go over Kai Sotto. And then after how bad I saw he was, I kept seeing these people show up in the live streams like Kai Sotto. I was like, dude, I'm about to burn a bridge with you guys because he's really bad. Who the F is Kai Sotto? You do not worry about it. Do not worry about it. He wouldn't survive in the NBA. He wouldn't survive in the G League. Don't worry about it. No disrespect. No disrespect. You're not getting it? Looking long term? It's a project? Trust me, guys. You don't want Kai Sotto, okay? You don't want Kai Sotto. I gave it a legitimate shot. Kai Sotto is not it. All right. I just want you to know that, okay? Don't start thinking we should get Kai Sotto. All right? He's not good. He's not good. Exactly. He's 22. He's 3 years away from being 2 years away. He is not good, guys. He's 22. There's no way we want a 22-year-old project. You don't want Kai Sotto. Bassey would destroy. Anyone on this roster would destroy Kai Sotto right now. He's just not that good. He's just not that good. You know? Is he for real 22? I think he is, yeah. Kai Sotto age. Yeah. I mean, he just turned... No, he didn't just turn 22. He's been 22 for a minute. Yeah, he's 22. Yeah, Kai Sotto is not good. Will not tolerate Sotto slander. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. He's a name that people have brought up to me where I'm just like, why are we talking about this? You know? That's a name where I'm just like, why are we talking about this? Anyways, back to this game. I should be saying that right now. Why are we talking about this? Don't ever bring him up in the chat again about him being a legitimate backup to anything we got going on. All right. Yeah. Oh, that was actually Nether. That was actually that's actually always been the case. I don't think he's ever been the best player on his own team. Please move on. We're moving on. And I know, Cap, you don't even know who he is. So you're like, what are we talking about? Just know that on this channel, there was some drama before when we talked about Kai Sotto. And I was like, yeah, I'm about to be real with everybody. And I got a lot of hate for that. Jeremy Sohan. Your boy Jeremy Sohan. He actually had a really great game. Statistics doesn't really matter with him. He was a really great connector, good defense, does what you normally expect. Once again, it's always impressive, in my opinion, when you see a player only put up, they put up less than 10 points and have such a high plus minus. I think that does say something. So Jeremy Sohan did his thing, but he always does his thing. No game this season thus far that I was scratching my head about Sohan. Anyone that says he doesn't fit, also, I don't know what you mean. Moving on, Keldon. I hate that he got injured. So hopefully he comes back soon. Pelicans were attacking him every play. But he got to the line, went 4 for 4 from the line, right? But barely got to play because he got hurt. I don't know what happened. Someone said, and by the way, didn't Chris Paul hit like second in assists or something today? Tell me if I'm wrong on that. And as far as Keldon, let's see if we have any injury updates. It's been at least a couple hours. Second passing, Jason Kidd. Okay. All right, let's take a look here. He said Keldon Johnson injury. Twitter, best source of information. All right, he was limping to the locker room. We all know that. Don't look like there was any updates since. Is a calf injury. All right, we don't know. Okay, we don't know what it is. But what we do know is there's a couple things that we do know. Bad news and good news. Bad news is it was non-contact. So I think it literally came out of nowhere, and those are some of the worst ones, right? So non-contact, that's what we do know. But the good news is the Spurs do not play until Friday, right? So if it is something that's not too bad, hopefully he can, rehab for these next couple days and be ready to go on Friday. But knowing the Spurs, more than likely they're gonna hold caution regardless. But yeah. Cam Johnson. You guys bringing up Cam Johnson. All right. Moving on. I feel like I talked about Bassey already. Like, he had a great game. Don't think he's the Spurs savior as far as our backup center situation, but he does bring energy. I do like his morale. I do like his demeanor on the court. I do enjoy Bassey, and I think that he should get most of those minutes. And he's going to have nights where he gets eaten alive. He's going to have nights where he looks terrible, right? But he is a legitimate lob threat, I think. I personally think he is. He's a good defender, plays very hard, and yeah, had 4 blocks tonight, by the way. He had more blocks than Wemby. Always impressive. So just he's a legitimate threat in certain areas, but he has his cons, just as Zach Collins does. I don't think he's a better player than Zach Collins. Hopefully Zach Collins is healthy and everything. But I do like Bassey playing more than him because something's just been off about Collins lately. I don't know what it is. I don't think his head is fully there. And then Devin Vassell had a really poor shooting night tonight. But energy was still there. He hit a timely shot. Let me see. I think it was timely. Let's go to fourth quarter. I might be tripping. I might be thinking about something else. So I don't want to tell you guys false information. I don't want to say he was clutch and he wasn't. Let's see. All right, we'll look at it together. Sorry. Let's see here. Enter game for Sohan. Missed a pull-up. Okay, he had an assist to Steph Castle for a 3. That was 6 minutes left. He made a driving layup. Made a free throw. And missed a shot. Okay, not much after that. Okay, so I think I was thinking of the the assist to Castle, because that was a big assist to open it up a little bit. Even though they did come back at the end, that definitely helped us a lot. I don't think we win this game without Steph Castle, but also Devin Vassell's great. Overall, guys, this was just a fun game. That's all I really have to say about it. It was just a fun game. Should we have won? Yes. We also really needed this win because there's been some ugly losses the last 3. We had players coming in and out of the roster. Steph Castle was like Superman. The fact that he got hurt and came back and played as well as maybe the best game from him this season. Honestly, let's go to game logs. A game in which he gets hurt might be the best season from him. Let's see. We'll see the games where he scored over 20. Let's see here. All right, so he's 8 for 16, 50%, 43%, 4 for 5. This was a pretty game against Utah, but we lost it. We lost it. So we're not going to count that one. 7 for 12. 3 for 4 from 3. 5 for 8. Dang, he went to the free throw line a lot. No blocks, no steals. Let's see. Okay, it could be argued. No, well, he lost that one. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna say this was his best game of the season. It was just so impressive to me that he came back like nothing happened. That was just incredible to me. Thoughts on that? Played very tough. Exactly. You seen DJ Murray and Steph picture? No. Fasell is only 24. Did I bring up Fasell? Castle could have had 30. He was getting hammered, but no calls. Oh, yeah. Okay. I forgot to mention that. That was something that I didn't get to catch a lot of. But Switch Hill brought that up to me. That, yeah, he was... There was one player in particular, and he was like, dude, he just got hit like 6 times, and they didn't call anything. And that's just going to be... I hate... It shouldn't be this way. It should be fair no matter what. But that's just going to be one of those things that he's not going to get those calls yet. And with his play style, it's going to be even worse, right? Because he is a slasher. I know that's tough to say, or not tough to say. That might be weird to hear, but because you see him do so many things on the court. But I would say the best thing that he can do right now is defense and being a slasher. And with him being a slasher, you know, your game is kind of predicated off of getting those calls as well to be the most effective. And unfortunately, he's just not going to get those. I mean, he's one of the most aggressive players on the court. And I think smartly aggressive too. Like he's gonna take what you give him, but he's not getting as many calls as he deserved. Castle was fouled. Always, dude. Clan, why are you clan? Always wanted to know. Oh, is short for clandestine, and clandestinity has always been my my alias or my gamer tag. Like ever since like Xbox, and then it was my gamer tag, or it's my PSN now. So yeah, that's where that came from. It's just short from clandestine. Short for clandestine. Castle is getting rookie treatment, unfortunately. Unfortunately, he is. All right, we're moving on from this segment. Overall, this was great. I thought Clan was short for Clarence. No. Really great stuff. I love it. I'm happy for it. It's awesome. Yeah. Oh, another thing too. Someone brought this up. We probably should mention this. They were like, where was Blake Wesley? Where was Malachi Branham? I don't think Mitch Johnson is the biggest fan of them. Ku Klux. Oh my God, no. I don't think he's the biggest fan of Blake Wesley and Malachi Branham. Like it seems like he bring in Malachi maybe more situationally. I guess same with Blake Wesley. I don't know. I just think for what he's doing, I just don't think he brings them in as much. But that could just be a vibes thing. Maybe they also weren't getting as many minutes with Pop, and I just didn't notice. Not CCC. Yeah, that's terrible. My God. Castle the hassle, giving it to the opponents. Yes, sir. He likes Blake, but Branham not at all. Yeah, Blake gets some minutes here and there. Branham, yeah, you just do not see it. You do not see it. I would like to see it more, especially in games which, look, our entire bench struggled from 3 tonight. You know, you would have thought he would get some minutes. You know, come in, shoot a couple, sit back down. I don't know. It seems like Chris Paul really enjoys Malachi Branham too. One thing that I didn't realize, guys, until this season, you know, we're always learning new things, and I never really thought about it, You know, you're so used to the coach having full control over what this roster looks like and who plays and who doesn't. And yes, he has the final say. But keep in mind as well, and we kind of learned this through Chris Paul saying it, really. I think was it Chris Paul? You guys correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Someone said it on our team. Is that maybe it was Pop who said it. Determining who plays, a lot of times the players have some say-so in that. Like, not going up to the coach and legitimately saying, hey, we do not want Malachi Brown to play. Now, mind you, I heard, okay, from the grapevine, that did happen with Luka Samanic, okay? I heard that our players did not like him. they thought he didn't bring that much effort. So I did hear that. But for the most part, that usually doesn't happen. But in practice, playing together, the guys are oftentimes making those decisions on, you know, what works and what doesn't. And with Chris Paul being a leader and with Harrison Barnes being a leader, these are things that they're talking about. These are things that they're communicating. And the coaches take notice and they see what's going on. They see what works, what doesn't. Not just looking at the numbers on the court, but also what's going on off the court. And then they make that decision, right? So yeah, at the end of the day, technically it's still the coach's decision. But I think it's the player's decision as well. And if they're clicking more with this group than with other guys, then that's just how it goes sometimes, you know? I never thought about that. Until, like I said, I can't remember who said it. True? Yeah, I never thought about it. I always thought, oh, you know, coach just decides all the season. They're just the dictator of who. And it's like, not necessarily, you know, they pay attention and who's clicking, who's not, what's going on, and they make decisions based on that. So a lot of times it is the guys who make that decision. Like I said, not literally going into the office and saying, hey, I don't want to play with this guy or whatever, nothing like that. It's just, you see them clicking, you see who's communicating well, you see what's working. And if Malachi and Blake and the city right now in the practice facility ain't cutting it, you know, it is what it is. Very emotional. Okay. All right. We'll get to that. Let me click this off. All right. End of segment.